Hey, 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 Angie Rae here with Girl That's Toxic. Well, I'm going to confess to you guys that I love these dating shows. I'm a 90-day fiance person. I've been watching Love is Blind. I'm up on season 4, and we're watching the latest iteration of Married at First Sight with the experts. Listen, these experts on Married at First Sight, please, I can do a much better job than they can. How are they hooking these people up? I don't know. But let me talk about Love is Blind because it looks like the next time we meet the cast, we'll be meeting them at the altar, so decisions will be made. So this is a show where I like this show because you get a chance to know someone's thoughts and process and where their heart is and how they think about things and the decisions they make and the choices they make. You get to learn all about that kind of stuff before you see someone. So it's really good to just to get to know someone through conversation and not have sometimes the other stuff get in the way. Like, of course, you're sexually attracted to someone, and it can cause you to not necessarily have those deep discussions that you would need to have at some point. It allows those discussions to happen initially. And then what happens when two people decide, yes, someone asks you to marry them and you say yes, then you've got to find a way to marry that voice and all of the conversations you had and the way those conversations made you feel. You've got to marry that with what you then see. So we've got we have 5 contestants. I guess that's what you want to call it. We have 5 couples. And Marshall and Jackie, or should I say Marshall, Jackie, and Josh, they are no longer, that's it. They didn't make it. Marshall's a lovely person. By the way, this season is in Seattle. Marshall, very lovely person. I think he's 26 years old. The woman he chose and who said yes to his proposal, her name was Jackie. And just from the beginning, when he asked her and she said yes, I said, she's not going to like him. She's just not, it's not going to be what she wants. It's not the look. You know how you know? You know how you know? And then the other person she liked, this Josh guy, I felt like that's more of the type of man she likes. But that's just what I was thinking. Turns out I was right. Okay. So Marshall is no longer, he and Jackie have split. He said he wanted the ring back. She said she was going to keep it. He said, fine, whatever. At some point during the show, she told him she wanted him to be more aggressive or to man up, which would suggest that he's kind of soft, which he has admitted that, he's not some kind of hard dude. So it seemed like Jackie had in mind the type of person that she wanted. And so they decided to break up. And Josh had already come to an event that the Love is Blind people had put on. They messy. They did that stuff on purpose. And he went up to her and let her know how he felt. And so they met again and he said he was in love with her and, who knows where that's going. But Marshall and Jackie, this feels like Princess Diana. There's 3 of us in this. 3 of us. Whoo! So Marshall, he's a lovely guy. He's already said, I don't have any hard feelings. I wish her the best. He's going to find a lovely person. He's a lovely guy. But at some point, he and Josh were pick me. She was not interested in you, Marshall, and you were still trying to make her interested in you. You were still saying things like, okay, what do I need to do to change? No, you don't need to change. You stay as you are. You're not the person for her. Okay. Lessons that we all need to learn. So let's get to Chelsea and Kwame. I don't know why, but I'm not a fan of him. I don't know why. I doggone sure don't. I don't like Chelsea. I feel like I don't know. I keep likening her to a little fatal attraction. I don't know. She gives off some kind of something for me, and I don't like it. Kwame, I think, still has a thing for Micah, but I also don't understand. He was all big man on the block, big man on the block. And then when it gets time to, you need to let your folks know. You need to let your family know. He's like, oh, my mom, she won't answer his calls. She knows that he's done this, but it appears as if mother is not approving of what he's done. His sister and brother showed up on the last episode for the wedding, which was lovely, and told him that their dad knew and supported him, and he seemed to be shocked by that. What, you hadn't called your dad? But anyway, as it stands right now, he seems to be suggesting if his mother is not approving of this marriage in such a way that... So I'm like, huh? And Chelsea doesn't know. Well, I don't know what he's going to say at the altar. I say he's going to say no way. Again, Micah is still his type. He can play whatever kind of games he wants to. It's not Chelsea. And Chelsea, again, she a little sketchy for me. Why? Can't put my finger on it, but there's something there. Okay, Brett and Tiffany. It's always one couple that gives us great hope, and on this show, it's Brett and Tiffany for season 4 of Love is Blind. They are mature, 35 and 36, if I'm not mistaken. So, there's been some talk about Love is Blind perhaps not engaging with folks who are in their 20s. There's been some criticism after this season. And I don't think that's why. I was engaged for the first time at 25. I said for the first time. It's been many. So anyway, Brett and Tiffany, I just love them. They are wonderful, and they're going to have a wonderful life together. I just know that they're both going to say yes, and I'm so happy for them. Yay! Okay, Paul and Micah, she is young, she's 26, I think. And Micah got accused, along with this other contestant person, Irina, of being mean girls, talking about other women and what they were going through in the pod, just, being a little mean-spirited. And I think she spoke about that in an interview. And, of course, when you're dealing with a show that has a lot of footage, they can put anything together to make it look any way. So I've moved on from that mean girl stuff. But Micah and Paul is a lovely person. I think he's a researcher. I think he too may be in his 20s, but you know what? They get along great. I think they've been intimate, all that stuff. But something tells me that Micah is not going to say yes. Something is like, I don't know. And it's interesting how when it comes down to the very last nitty gritty, all of a sudden people start changing the way they talk about the person or the way they talk about the relationship, or they'll tell you something and you're like, oh my God, I didn't know that was happening. So the real deal Holyfield starts coming out when it's towards the end. And when you have to get up there in your pretty little bridal gown and say yes or no. So Micah, I say Micah will likely say no. I don't know why. I just don't see this couple quite yet. I think he's a little annoying for me, but we'll keep it moving. And last but not least, speaking of annoying, Zack and Bliss. Now, Zack fell in love with 2 women in the pod, Irina and Bliss. And at the end of the day, he said goodbye to Bliss and he said hello to Irina. And I'm going to tell you right now, Mama right here never liked Irina. I peeped that she was Eddie Haskell. Y'all don't know what that is. Watch Leave It to Beaver. If you don't know what that is, just look it up online. But she was one way with him because she wanted to be that way. But I was like, and then you saw her afterwards and you're like, that doesn't seem like the same person. I like consistency. And so he selected her and I'm like, dude, wrong. We're all like, what? This happens again. And I'm back. Okay. So talking about Zack and Arena. So he selects her, y'all. They go on this, whatever the honeymoon thing is, and she is the epitome of a nasty person. She's just not nice at all. I mean, I do not like this person at all. Not nice. So Zack is then like, oh my God, I've made a mistake. And so next thing we know, he has contacted Bliss, or the producers on the show made sure it happened. Come on now, that's the real thing. So Bliss shows up and he has a meeting with her, and he's weird. Like he does this looking at you in your eyes intently. And he thinks that's sexy, but it's creepy. It makes me feel like he's a stalker. Okay. So he did that to Bliss, and she seemed fine with it. Arena was like, this is creepy. Okay, I got to agree with you, Arena. But Bliss, he apologized. He said he made the wrong decision. She's like, I know you did. He's like, this person turned out to be someone totally different. And Bliss ended up saying, yes, she wanted to be with him. He took her out on a boat. Yes, she was going to marry him. And I'm like, he gonna need to beg a little bit more. He's gonna need to come on a little bit more with bring on the noise, bring on the funk, because you don't get to do this to me. You don't get to make me second choice, and then you want to make it like, oh, I made a mistake, come back to me. You got to work hard, and I don't think she made him work hard to come back to her and to apologize and just the whole 9 yards. Something was needed, and I don't think you requested it or you required it. And as a woman, I think you should have. And I think Bliss will show up at the altar, and I think Bliss will potentially say no. Zack's going to say yes. I don't know about Bliss. So I think Kwame's going to say no, and I don't care for Chelsea. Brett and Tiffany, woohoo, our bright and shining stars. Marshall, Jackie, Josh, already out of there. Bliss and Zack, I think Bliss will say no. Paul and Micah, not trusting that Micah will say yes. But everybody's going to look fabulous in their wedding gowns and their makeup, a lot of makeup, and their hair. Remember, the higher the hair, the closer to heaven. So let's get some big hair going. So I'll be back to talk more about Love is Blind, because they're going to be doing the final show live this week coming up. So woo-woo! And I'm also watching Married at First Sight with the experts. We'll get into that too. Okay, see you soon.